and welcome to this news edition. Haiti under the threat of Tropical Storm Dorian, which originated Saturday night in the Atlantic, more than 1,000 kilometers from the Caribbean crescent, including Guadeloupe, Martinique, and the Northern Islands. It could reach Haiti's ratings by the end of the week. Dorian could turn into a hurricane as of tomorrow, according to the National Hurricane Center, NHC. Since its birth, Dorian has caused high winds of 65 kilometers per hour and is also expected to produce a 5 to 10 centimeters accumulation of rain in the Lesser Antilles and even up to 15 centimeters in some isolated area as of early as Monday. The appointed Minister of Foreign Affairs, Marjorie Brunache-Alexandre, Caroline Schut for Tourism, and Marie-Faustine Early are not entitled to hold their post, according to the commission responsible for analyzing their files at the lower house of representatives. 3 other ministers could also be disqualified, said commissioners who announced their presentation of their work to the office in a short time. The citizens of Port-au-Prince denounced their puzzle to obtain their certificate of good life and manners to the Central Directorate of Judicial Police, DCPJ. While the document is necessary for the acquisition of their other legal papers, these citizens call on the authorities to put in place an adequate structure to relieve them. Local cities and governance as part of development policy is the theme of a panel discussion held on Friday at Quisqueya University in Turgeau, under the auspices of the Institute of Public Policy, an initiative to raise awareness of the need to improve local governance and promote the country's development in Petit Goâve. The scarcity of fuel, a source of dispute between drivers of vehicles, motorbikes, taxi, and passengers. They refuse to pay the surplus demanded by drivers, arguing that gasoline prices at the pump will be increased. Citizens denounced the authorities in place for not taking measures to prevent this new scarcity on the local market. Abroad, Trump says he's ready to meet with Iranian President Hassan Rouhani. Statement made at the G7 closure in France. At a press conference closing the G7 in Biarritz, Emmanuel Macron and Donald Trump confirmed on Monday the possibility of an upcoming meeting between the American and the Iranian leaders. The G7 2019 in France was a positive summit which took place in a spirit of unity. These were the usage of formulas used by the French host Emmanuel Macron in a brief introductory speech that quickly gave away to a question and answer session of a journalist. It was only then that the G7's main breakthrough emerged quad. Emmanuel Macron raised the possibility of meeting between the leaders of Iran and the United States, 2 countries that have come close to war in recent weeks. Such meeting could take place in the coming weeks. Donald Trump said in the wake of the French president, who can be satisfied with a nice blow, shaking up the codes he has invited in the surprise and met the head of the Iranian diplomacy on the sideline of the summit. Emmanuel Macron said that the issue of Russia's reintegration into the G7 had not been agreed in Biarritz. Donald Trump is not ruling out inviting Vladimir Putin on his own next year to Miami. Russia remains a persona non grata at the rendezvous of the most powerful on the planet. This is despite pressure from Donald Trump, who even said on Monday that he was considering inviting Vladimir Putin alone next year to Florida, where the G7 will be held. The White House chief said he did not know whether the Russian president, who is a proud man, would accept the invitation. Russia's return to the G7 table was on one of the issues addressed by the leaders. However, it was not consensus-free. Emmanuel Macron concluded at a solo press conference on Monday evening. At the close of Biarritz summit, the decisions to invite a new member to the table must be taken unanimously, according to the implicit rule of this international summit. That's all the news for today. Thank you for watching. And if you would like to rewatch this news edition, you may do so at Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and radiotelepasific.com. You may also watch it on cable channel 384 for the island Nassau, Bahamas. And from all of us at Info Pacific, have a good night.